Good evening, I'm Darren. I'm here to teach you how to make梅干扣肉, whereas in English, pork steamed with sun-dried mustard cabbage. So what is 梅干? Okay, so 梅干 basically is sun-dried mustard cabbage. And why is it called 梅干? So there are two ways of explaining it. According to the legend, the 梅 in Chinese could mean molded. So it could describe its moldy appearance. And the second explanation is the Chinese people would make the sun-dried mustard cabbage around when the plums are ripe. So the word plum in Chinese also has the sound of 梅. So that's why this is called 梅干. Okay, so with the pork. Here we have a slice of pork belly. Okay, you have to keep it in room temperature for like an hour so that you won't have like cold meat when you're trying to cook this dish. And we have a little bit of garlic, some peppers. Okay, so now onto the ingredients. You have to slice this into small pieces. You have to fry them in a pan, and you have to put that aside. As for the mustard cabbage, you have to wash this because it was sun-dried. So here we can see I have to slowly and carefully wash this. Some people would tie the cabbage onto itself. So as you can see here, it's tied into a small circular knot. And after you've opened this up, we can start to clean it. The cabbage needs to at least be washed 2 to 3 times under running tap water. You have to wash the cabbage and get all the sand and like the dirty stuff out. And after the washing process, you have to keep it in running water for at least 30 minutes so that the cabbage itself can reabsorb the moisture.
Great.
So I've washed the mustard cabbage and set it aside so that it could soak up the water. And now I'm going to cut the pork. So I would go for at least 3 fingers so that the size could be, I'd say enjoyable when you bite into the meat. So if you're just lazy, you can measure it by piling up the meat onto itself. Cut. So as you can see here, we got 6 pieces of pork belly. Now I'm going to fry it. So you want this to be on high heat, and you don't need to add oil to the pan because look at this. There's plenty of fat inside the pork, so there's no need to add oil, or you'll get a very oily pork belly, which you don't want to. Now you put the meat inside, and a small tip here, you put things that you want to fry clockwise. So when you want to flip the ingredients, you'd remember that the first one was put on the 12 o'clock. That way you won't overcook your ingredients. Now you can see that the fat is already rendering out. So, as we've just mentioned, turn the ingredients clockwise, like this. And you don't need to worry that the meat will stick to the pan because, as we mentioned before, it's very fatty. And for cooking meat, color is everything. You want color on your meat, and color means flavor. And there is no need to add salt or pepper in this stage because we won't need the salt for this. We're adding soy sauce later. And another quick tip for testing if the pork is ready or not. You poke your chopstick through it, and if it goes cleanly right inside, it means that the meat is already done, which it's not, so I'm going to give it another minute. Okay, now we have plenty of fat inside the pan, okay? So we're gonna use the fat to cook the vegetables that that we just soaked in water, okay? Our mustard cabbage. So you cut your garlic into small pieces. Later on we'll fry that in the oil first so that it would emit fragrance. You don't need to finely chop this, it's just, you know, roughly dice your garlic. Also cut chili pepper. You want some spice in it, you keep the seeds in. Okay, we're back. So I'm going to marinate the pork in some soy sauce, and I'll fry this mustard cabbage with the fat, with some garlic, and the chili peppers. You don't need a lot of soy sauce in the marinade. You just need to like have some on each piece of meat, and you just put it aside. Some like the meat very salty. I personally don't, but you know, that's just personal preference. Okay, we have to cut the cabbage leaves into small parts. And there you go. Cut these and give it a squish so that the water comes out. Pan is already hot. In goes the garlic. and pepper. Oh, it smells so nice. After a few seconds, you can add cabbage leaves in. You want to fry this on like a medium heat, a medium to medium high. And after a few moments, I'll add the soy sauce in here so that it gives it flavor. Okay, I think that's good. Okay. As you can see, it's not a lot, but it's piping hot. Okay. And now the plating. Yeah. And you cover the bottom half of the bowl with the fat and your meat like this. You stick it in and you hope that everything covers up. Okay, so after you've filled the bowl with the meat, you put this, it's hot, inside, like that. And you heat this in a rice cooker with 2 cups of water. So why do we have to cook this in a rice cooker? So it's like a process to heat up the meat and the cabbage again. And after this dish is steamed, we'll have it transferred to another plate. Okay, so it's done steaming and now we're gonna take it out. Okay, so it's called梅干扣肉 for a reason. 梅干 we've already explained. So what is 扣肉? Okay, 肉 in Chinese it means meat. Okay, and the action of 扣 is what we'll demonstrate here. We'll put the pan right over the vessel and we'll flip the whole thing over like this. Whoosh. And remove, and voila, you have your 梅干扣肉 done.